very much. I don't want to, I want to be respectful of your time. I know everybody got here so we could run through the program. I apologize. I will begin with an apology. My name is Callie Boatwright. I'm the president of the Douglas County Chamber. And I have the wonderful opportunity to take this trip with Sitzlink, and actually Peter, this is Peter and Lou.
Hello, how are you guys?
Right. And Peter, the owner of the company, Peter is his son. And Peter was on the bus with me for my tour, so it was great to get to see Peter again. But I wanted to show you all 660 pictures from my trip. For those of you who got here early, you could have seen the whole slideshow. But we're having some technical difficulties. So my promise to you is, while I cannot put up 660 pictures on a link, I will pick some pictures, a good number of them, and we will email. Make sure that you give us your email address. We'll email you the Casa link. I'll put it on a web album so that you can go in and view some of those photos. They're fabulous. I'm not a good photographer, so that's probably a complete lie, but surely out of 660, I can find 100 decent ones to share, or 50 maybe, that y'all can see. I asked Peter if I could just start with just my views of the trip. He's going to cover all the specifics, which is what you're here to hear. But I wanted to just take 5 minutes to tell you that China was never a trip that was on my bucket list or was one that I thought I would take. I certainly have a list of places that I want to see, and hadn't really given a whole lot of thought to China, mostly because since the time that I can remember thinking of travel, China was closed. You know, it was not some place that I would have been able to travel. So when this opportunity came up from Sitzlink, where they were working with the American Chamber of Commerce Executives, that association, and a number of other chambers in the U.S., and offered this trip to see if we wanted to bring it to our own communities. Number one, I would never offer a trip that I hadn't taken personally because I would be concerned. Number two, I thought, well, China's not on my list, but what a cool opportunity to see someplace and you can't beat the price. So I signed up to attend by myself. I had no other family members that were with me, so I went solo. There were a couple of other chamber presidents that I did know on the trip, so that was nice. That was handy to have somebody that at least I knew. But literally it was, I had no expectations whatsoever. And the good news, or the bad news as the case may be, is it blew away everything that I thought about China. We met in New York to fly over, met each other sort of gathering there because a bunch of us were flying over on the same flight. And this wasn't from this community, these were chamber presidents from all over the US and Canada. So we met there, being chamber presidents, immediately started talking to one another and asking who was and who wasn't and who was going on the trip. But it was a 15-hour flight. I've already gotten questions about that. 15, right?
13.
13, thank you. 13-hour flight. I slept 5 of those hours. The rest of them I got to watch movies and talk to the person next to me who's from India, and we had a great time. She was a doctor. So it was kind of interesting because even that experience was unique. It was fine. We hit the ground running. When we got there, I got my very first taste of real Chinese food, which was excellent. I did promise myself, and I am not very adventurous, that I was going to try one new thing at each place that we went, because, you know, if you don't like it, there's plenty of other stuff. But I thought it was, you know, a little gift that I gave myself was the permission to say I don't like it and not have to eat what was on my plate. So that was nice. Strangely, my favorite new food was seaweed salad, which is fabulous.
Healthy.
And it's healthy, Peter says, I'm sure. It does taste a little sweet, so I kind of liked that, but it was delicious. So it was neat to kind of experience new things. We started in Beijing. Beijing, being sort of the center of government, is a very old historical city. Everywhere you look, everything's different. The people look different. The buildings look the same, but they're a lot bigger, taller. You've got things that were around, you know, years before the U.S. was even created. It was such a phenomenal change of mind from where we sit today in our normal day-to-day lives. So that was an incredible experience, being able to see everything from this traditional old government city of Beijing to Shanghai, which is ultra hip and cool and modern and had more cranes in it than I've ever seen in my life, all put together, building these phenomenally tall towers. The hotel we stayed in was one of those incredibly tall buildings. Every hotel we stayed in was absolutely like one of the coolest hotels I've ever stayed in my life, because everything was technologically cooler than anything here. all the hotels were amazing. It was from the beginning to the end, including the 2 other destinations, which were smaller towns. Suzhou, help me. Suzhou?
Yeah. 7 million people there. It's a small town.
Yeah, it's a tiny little town, 7 million. And Hangzhou, which is like their Hawaii. It's where people go on their honeymoon. It's
Vacation,
beautiful pagodas and floating on the lake and absolutely, totally different than anything that you saw at those other places. So the opportunity in 8 days to see all of those different things it was mind-boggling. It was go, go, go. But we rested on the bus and they kept us well hydrated, and so we were fine. But it definitely, you will see a lot in a short period of time. So I wanted to say to you that I have personally been on the trip. I personally thought it was a great experience and would go back again. I think that anyone who chooses to go on the trip would come back at the end of the day and say, amazing deal for the money. Again, I'm very frugal. I like to shop coupons and things, so just so you know, I think that's really important. But even more than that, I think it's something that you'd experience for the first time, and it gives you a love for wanting to go back and see more things. I certainly do. So I'll let Peter talk about the trip, and then I'm staying too. So if you have any questions from a personal perspective, like ladies, where do you pee when you have to stand up? Little things like that. I'm here because Peter probably can't answer that question. But certainly I'll let him talk about the trip, and then as you go through it, if you have any questions, please let me know.
There are seats
And Beverly and John, there are seats up here?
Yes, there are seats here. Hello. Yeah, my name is Peter Liu, Liu. I'm working for the company Cislink, CITSLINC. All the chamber tour to China, holding by our company. Right now, we're working with 750 chamber in US and 30 chamber in Canada. And each year, we do the chamber trip to China 2 seasons a year. One for the spring season, one for the fall season. The spring season is the end of February, every day in March and early April. The fall season is every day in October and early November. Everybody come back before Thanksgiving. Each year, we took about 20,000 Americans to China. We only working with the Chamber of Commerce. So if the chamber, we make chamber unhappy, we lost all the customers. So they are our only customer is the Chamber of Commerce. And so far, our best customer is Syracuse, New York Chamber. They sent 3,000 people from Syracuse already. Also, like Raleigh Chamber of Commerce sent 500 people the first time. And we have 4 departure cities, 3 departure cities from the West Coast, the Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, Washington, and also the JFK airport. And we have 6 flights every day go to China during the traveling season. 2 flights from Los Angeles, 1 flight from Seattle, Washington, 1 flight San Francisco, and 2 flights leaving from JFK airport. The 2 flights leaving from JFK airport, we use Air China and China Eastern Airlines. No matter which flight the chamber choose for you, is either on the way there to Beijing, we stop 1 time in Shanghai, or on the way back from Shanghai, we stop 1 time in Beijing before we get back to JFK airport. The China Eastern Airlines, the home base in Shanghai. So when you fly over to Beijing, stop in Shanghai first before you get to Beijing. When we come back, non-stop. But the Air China home base in Beijing. So when we fly over from JFK to Beijing non-stop. When we fly back from Shanghai, stop in Beijing first before we get back. All the chamber trip to China is a 7-night, 9 days trip. 3 nights in Beijing, 1 night in Suzhou, 1 night in Hangzhou, and 2 nights in Shanghai at end. And a lot of the people come back, they call in the chamber, I need a vacation. It's pretty much what do we do to them. We put down like a 12 days tour in a 9 days itinerary. Every day you are very busy. Like from the morning, like 7:30 in the morning, we leave the hotel until like 7 o'clock at night. We come back to the hotel. So a lot of things for you to see. That's a short period of time. Okay. And if you're interested in sign up with the trip, this price based on 2 people share the room. You can either require 1 king size bed or 2 queen size bed. If you travel with a kid, we can give you the 3rd bed to your room. Will be a rollerball bed. Peter can sleep on the rollerball. I cannot turn around. If I turn, I might fall down. That's 3rd bed for the kid only. If you have 3 adults in your group, we encourage a third adult to put your name with chamber. I'm looking for the roommate list. Chamber will assign you same gender of travelers. Talk with each other before the trip. See if you can get along with each other. We don't want you to boxing all 7 nights in China. Okay? Otherwise, you pay the single fee for $500. You will have the room for yourself for all 7 nights in China. You book with chamber, give the chamber your real name appear on your passport. Your passport must be valid 6 more months after you return. That means until next October. If your passport is expired before that, get a new passport as soon as possible. Clear? And when you book with chamber, let the chamber know who you want to share the bus with or who don't you want to share the bus with. We only put down 25 to 30 people per bus. The bus like a Greyhound bus here, except it's made in China or made in Japan for 50 Chinese figures. Peter not typical Chinese anymore. I'm American side. For American side, people like Peter, we only feed 25 to 30 people. Okay, we have some place left over for clothes or for the other stuff.
Peter,
Although,
do you call yourself super size?
yeah,
Like,
super
yes,
size.
American.
I call myself Happy Buddha. You will see me in the temple of the temple in Hangzhou, Lingyin Temple. Yeah, you see my rub my tummy, take my picture right there. Okay, and the final payment due, chamber said is December 1st, and due to Syslink is December 31st. So chamber need to give all the money to Syslink, and Syslink we don't take credit card, so better pay the chamber the cash or check payment to the chamber. If you pay credit card, chamber may charge you the service fee. Because Syslink, we don't charge the service. I mean, we don't take credit card. Okay, and before December 31st, you only lost your deposit if you cancel the trip. After December 31st, due any reason you lost like $600 more. You lost like a couple of days before the trip. You said, oh, we cannot go. We have some emergency. You lost like $800. If you give us the airline ticket back, we will give you the rest of the money back. Okay? So we strongly recommend you buy the trip insurance. Buy from a local travel agency or AAA. And we do have something for you to cover you in China. We call the post-departure travel insurance. It's included in the package. And what means post-departure trip insurance? That means after you get into China, it's starting to cover you before you get it back. 2 years ago, we have one lady, very unfortunately, she broke her knee. We see the Great Wall. She suicided, she fall down, break her knee. And her have a very long leg then afterward. So they cannot travel economy class back. She and her sister travel back. Business class is $11,000 paid by the trip insurance from ours. So ours is okay, but we only cover the very basic. Check with the chamber what we cover, but make sure you know it not cover anything happen before the trip. For the trip cancellation charge, you have to buy the separate insurance for that part. Clear? Okay. And after December 31st, so with the close booking, nobody can join us after December 31st. We give all the seat back to the airline. Okay, and we need 1 month issue everybody's airline ticket. First week of February, you will receive a package from Syslink from the chamber. 3 things from Syslink: your airline ticket. And after you receive your airline ticket, double check your airline ticket. Make sure it's the correct spell. Even 1 or 2 letters wrong, you still have to report to us. We report to the airline, let them to know you are the same person just misspelled name. If you give us your nickname, we still can try to let you go to China. The question is if you can come back or if you want to come back. So give the chamber your real name appear on your passport. Clear? And double check your airline ticket and make sure it's the correct spell. If your name is totally wrong, we might have to issue you a new airline ticket. And we also will give you a final itinerary. Final itinerary look like this itinerary here, except have your final hotel name on it, hotel phone number on it, and the hotel address on it. At that time, where everything will be finalized, you will stay exactly hotel list on your final itinerary. Okay? And also, how many people speak Mandarin in this room? Raise your hand.
Mandarin?
Mandarin,
No
Chinese?
speakers?
No? Okay. All of you, we will give you an emergency contact number. It will be in the pack we call the departure paper, departure memo. Tell you where and when to see Switzerland people in JFK airport. And we ask you be there half hour before the check-in time. The check-in time, I think 12 or 12:30. We ask you be there 11:30 or 12 o'clock for this flight. Although the flight time is 4:30 in the afternoon or 3:30 in the afternoon, the check-in time is like 12 o'clock. You want to be there no later than 11:30 that morning. Okay, and if you have a luggage issue or name issue, we will be there to help you make sure everybody can go to China. 3 things, and also the emergency contact number will be there. And all of you, not only husband, not only wife, both of you should have an emergency contact number because you might separate each other in the sightseeing place. For instance, in the Forbidden City, there is 9,999.5 rooms there. If the tour guide turn, you forget to turn, you bring in here for half hours, you remember we have the emergency contact number in your pocket. You can call us with your own cell phone, or if you don't have a cell phone, ask the other tour guide holding the flag. If they speak English, they're willing to help you because their customer lost sometimes as well. We help them as well. Okay? All the police officer who don't speak English, you point out the emergency contact number in his face for 3 minutes. By instant, they know. They will call the emergency contact number for you. Okay? When you call us, not only give us your name, you have to give us your chamber name, your passenger number. After you pay the deposit to chamber will assign you a confirmation number. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. If number 4 drops, no more number 4. That is the unique number identify you to Swisslink. We cannot remember you by your beautiful faces or your beautiful name. We can only remember you by the chamber name, by the confirmation number, and tell them which airport you're leaving from. We will find your record in no time. Okay? If you only give us your name, we need half day to find your record. You have to be outside for half day before you get back to the hotel. So very important, you have your name and your passenger number, your chamber name, okay? And we will put you back to the group. So the emergency contact number, very important when you go out, having emergency number with you at all times you're traveling in China. Chamber also will make you 2 things. Will make you a name tag. Have your name on it, confirmation number on it, bus number on it. If you belong to bus 1, never step foot on bus 2. We make color code of your bus. Bus 1 could be red, bus 2 could be yellow, bus 3 could be green. Red dot, yellow dot, green dot, or your name tag. So when you show up with your name tag, we know which bus do you belong to, color coded. And bus 1 could be red, bus 2 could be yellow, bus 3 could be green. Red dot, yellow dot, green dot on your name tag. We know which bus do you belong to. And also chamber will make you 2 pieces of luggage tag. And the luggage tag also similar like your name tag, name, confirmation number, bus number, color code, and 2 pieces of luggage tag. You can take up to 4 pieces of luggage, travel from JFK airport to China and come back to JFK airport. But the 4 pieces of luggage, only 2 pieces as check-in luggage. And if you have 2 pieces check-in, 70 pounds, 70 pounds, 70. If you only have 1 piece check-in luggage, 50 pounds, 50. None of your luggage can be above 50. So we strongly recommend you travel light. Take 1 suitcase of 50, go to China, you can buy a 2nd suitcase or even heavy duty plastic bag. Put half Peter inside, only $1 or $2. You can get it in Shanghai area. Yeah.
And ask half our group bags in Shanghai.
Yeah. But you have to hand carry it. Right. Nobody help you. You have no wheels. And for the 2 carry-on luggage, 1 can be an aviation bag, a smaller roller board, can put on the bin of the airplane. 2nd one is personal item. Lady can be a purse. Gentleman can be a backpack or camera case. Okay? So 5 things you will receive the first week of February. And your airline ticket, your final itinerary, your departure paper with emergency contact number there, your name tag, and the 2 pieces of luggage tag. Make sure you have everything. Okay? The traveling day, we want you to be there very early. Peter never trusts the airline company. I fly 210 times this year already. I'm a United 1K Delta Diamond member. Later on, we'll show you the card. So, but sometimes, the mechanical, whatever, I strongly recommend if you cannot get there 1 day ahead of schedule, you get there the first morning flight. Get there early. And because mechanical, rearrange. Every year, we have 10 people every season go to China late for a day because they don't read itinerary. They go there late for a day. They put the passport in the home copy machine. They bring the old passport instead of new passport. They get rearranged, somewhere else. And also, I don't want you to check your luggage all the way to Beijing. Pick up your luggage first in JFK airport and recheck in with Air China. We have 2 people in Los Angeles. They are from Denver airport, Denver area, and they use United. I'm not against United. I'm United 1K top layer. But they use United and they check in all the luggage to China. Then after 9 days, they never see their luggage again in China. They said, United said, we give to Air China, we never receive it. So make sure you have some of the clothes in the carry-on luggage. Husband and wife, at least you have one carry-on. Share the carry-on, have some clothes. The big luggage might be delayed for 1 or 2 days. I mean, very rare, but if it happens to you, you should have some backup plan, okay? And we told you dressing in layers. Beijing is the only city we should worry about. Beijing, the weather like New York weather. Suzhou, Hangzhou, and Shanghai, like Southern California weather. You don't have to worry. But we strongly recommend, although it's April, we don't think it will be cold, but take a sweater, light sweater with you, take a jacket with you, lady in blue jeans, very comfortable. Wear comfortable walking shoes. No high heels when you climb the wall. High heels will help you climb the wall. You can never climb back, okay? And traveling day. So after you check in, like 12:30, we need to wait for a long time before we boarding the flight. The flight time from JFK, Air China use a Boeing 747. China Eastern Airline Airbus A340, all jumbo jet. Each flight sitting block 60 to 150 seats on the 300 people aircraft. We only block I think maybe 60 to 80 seats for you. First come, first serve. After we selling out the 60, 80 seats, we cannot get any seat on that airplane. We might open another date for you or open the China Eastern Airline for you. Right now, I think you are on Air China flight. Make sure you know Air China is different from a China airline. China airline will end up in Taiwan. No tour guide there wait for you. You want to go to Beijing, Air China. I think in Terminal 1, double check with the chamber, which, we done departure paper, we will tell you where and when we see you guys in JFK airport. The flight time only 13 hours from JFK to Beijing. Not very bad, because Peter fly in from Los Angeles to Beijing, still 12 hours. You actually do a shortcut from North Pole. That's why you get there 13 hours. And during the long 13-hour flight, we will show you some Chinese movie with American subtitle, American movie with Chinese subtitle. Try to grab some Chinese word before you get into China. During the long 13-hour flight, they also will serve you 2 meals. They tell you one is dinner, one is breakfast, but we cannot figure out which one is dinner, which one is breakfast. They serve you the same food for the both meal. And during the long 13-hour flight, something to sum up, we encourage you to try it from Peter's hometown, the Chinese beer called the Qingdao. We learned the brewery from Germany. We make very good beer. We know how to make beer. Something to sum down the airplane, you also can try it, the Chinese wine. The best Chinese wine tastes like the best Italian vinegar. Very, very sour taste. Tell us if you like it, but with a very famous name called the Great Wall. Okay, after a long 13 hours flight, you will land in the Beijing Airport Terminal 3. It's a brand new airport terminal just built for the Olympic 208, only 4 years old. Very new, very huge. From you land until you see us, it takes you like 1 hour. So you have to pass the security check, pass the immigration, grab your luggage. Also read the train before you see your luggage. And we not see you in the luggage place. We see you outside. Okay. A lot of people call the emergency contact number. Said, "Oh, where are our tour guide? We already get our luggage. We are outside." Okay. And you also probably see Peter there. I will wave to you. If you do see Peter, say hi, Peter. I will be happy. You know that is me. Okay? Right now, I'm the only Chinese in front of you. You know that is your Peter. At that time, 5,000 Chinese in front of you. Even I'm being very hard to you, you don't know that is me anymore. At that time, looking for the sign. The tour guide will holding the sign. The bus 1, bus 2, bus 3. If you forget your bus number, check on your name card. Don't laugh, it might be you. After a long 13-hour flight, your spirit may be still in the JFK airport or on the airplane, whatever. So wear name tag at all time you're traveling in China for us to know who you are. Clear? Name tag. And if the flight is on time, you will land in the Beijing airport terminal 3 around 6:30. We will take you to dinner before we check in the hotel. Remember Peter said the flight on time. If flight is delayed for 2 or 3 hours, sorry guys, no dinner. You go back to the hotel. So last meal on the airplane, which is like 2.5 hours before we land, the flight attendant will serve you the last meal on the airplane. Ask them fly on time or not. If fly on time, you can eat half. Fly not on time, eat double what you can on the airplane. No dinner. Clear? Okay. Syslink will help you to check in all the hotels. All the hotels in China will be 4-star, 5-star hotels. We mean the real 4-star, 5-star hotels, like a Marriott Hotel, Sheraton Hotel. In fact, we used like 2 Marriott, 1 Radisson Hotel, and also 3 Crown Plaza, 1 Sheraton, 1 Radisson, and 1 Accor Hotel. I don't know if you're aware, like called the Pullman. In Sofitel, Novotel, is like Sofitel, Novotel in US. Okay, Pullman Hotel, like a French brand. And also in Shanghai, you will see another 5-star hotels, like we have 3 Crown Plaza, or 2 Radisson, 1 Marriott, and also 1 Sheraton, 1 Chinese 5-star hotel, 1 Radisson hotels. All the hotel is pretty nice. And Suzhou and Hangzhou only 4-star hotels. You might see a 4-star Holiday Inn. Not like Holiday Inn here, only 2-story. Holiday Inn in China like a 17-story, like Crown Plaza side. After you check in the hotel, all the breakfast will be the hotel deluxe buffet breakfast, like the buffet here in Marriott Hotel, like more selection, even give you French fry. They think American we eat French fry 3 meals a day. Breakfast is your only Western meals every day. Lunch and dinner will be the traditional Chinese food, like Lady Susan in the center for the party of 10, and then typical lunch and dinner could be shrimp, fish, pork, chicken, beef, vegetable, tofu, or something. And the first few days, you will enjoy the Chinese food. After 9 days, you return. Half year, no Chinese food. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I'm going to tell you the truth. Because number 1 complaint we have, too much Chinese food in China. And first few days, you enjoy it. Because you feel the repeating. Because although they change the sale, but for American, we think all the same. And if you care about Chinese food, they do have McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, TGI Friday, Papa John Pizza, Pizza Hut, Sizzler, Hard Rock Cafe, even Hooters. They are in Beijing and Shanghai. Peter not joking. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the truth. So if you care about Chinese food, tour guide, I want to go to Hooters tonight. You're welcome to do so. But let us know before you leave the group. Have the emergency contact number with you. Have the hotel card with you. You don't want the law. Although we think China have a less criminal rate than here, we don't know where is the good neighborhood, where is the bad neighborhood. That's why when you go out, we recommend 3 people, you form your own small group. Call a taxi together, do something together. Clear? No street food. Although you guys see the food channel, Chinese people eat fried scorpions. You want to try the fried scorpions first time in China. It's not your cup of tea. You don't know where do they prepare the food. Food clean. In China, you can only drink the bottled water, no tap water. Tap water, we not see not clean. They put a lot of chemical in. You have to boil it before you drink it. So hot water, hot tea, hot coffee, good. But tap water, you have to boil it before you drink it. So drink the bottled water all the time. So no street food. You guys see the very safe place to eat if you want to go. You know the name of the restaurant, like the Hooters, like Sizzler. Okay, you like a Pizza Hut is okay. And or you know the hotel name you can trust, like Radisson Hotel, Sheraton Hotel. The food there you can, or your own hotel you stay. You can order a hamburger or steak, whatever. It's okay. Clear? Okay. You can buy the bottled water almost everywhere, but you can even buy from the bus driver. Bus driver only earn a little bit of money selling you 2 bottle water, only $1. Very reasonable. You can buy the bottled water from the bus driver. Also will selling you the Chinese beer on the bus for $1, 1 can of beer, very reasonable. But they only give you the room temperature beer. You have to grab some hotel from your hotel, you cool down the beer yourself. They don't cool down the beer for you. Even the restaurant, they only serve you room temperature beer. Okay? And these 4 cities, all top developed city in China. Not like you go to Mexico, you feel like they are like, 10 years behind us. All these 4 cities, top 10 economic developed city in China. Beijing, you guys almost know, okay? Almost all the American we know is, the Great Wall there, Forbidden City there, Tiananmen Square there, and also the capital of China holding a 2 Summer Olympic. You even can see the Olympic set. But we only let you go far away, take a picture of the Olympic Village. Okay? And Shanghai, like New York City, like Atlanta, economic capital of China. Suzhou and Hangzhou is like a small city, 6 million people. No airport there, too small. That's why you have to land in Shanghai, ride the bus for 1 hour to go to Suzhou. Suzhou is America, we don't know that, but in Chinese word, they said up there is the heaven, down there is Suzhou and Hangzhou. Suzhou and Hangzhou is 2 beautiful cities, can compete with heaven. Suzhou is famous for the silk product, and famous for the lingering garden, one of 4 famous Chinese garden in China. It's one of Peter's favorite place in China. And the zigzag road along there, Bond area, and then you see Chinese ancient building. And I saw 2 beautiful Chinese ladies play the traditional Chinese music instrument, dress traditional Chinese clothes. I said, I want to be rich. I want to have a garden like that. It's very beautiful. And also Suzhou, you will see a tiger hill. No tiger there. It's a Liying Pagoda, 1,000 years old, like a Liying Tower in Pisa. Hangzhou is #1 vacation place for the Chinese people. It's famous for the West Lake and very beautiful lake view. #1 vacation place for the Chinese. They famous also for the green tea called the Dragon Whale. Usually the spring tea is the best for the year. You can get some tea. They will let you try the tea. If you like the tea, you can buy some tea back. And also you will see a Buddha temple in Hangzhou. Called the Lingyin Temple, very famous. You can see the biggest wood carved Buddha in the world in Lingyin Temple. Okay, and the longest walk. People ask me where is the longest walk. Longest walk actually is people always assume is a Great Wall, but we parking downstairs the Great Wall. Like Peter, I only climb 3 stairs, and then I take my picture. I climb the Great Wall. That's all I have to do. But for you guys, you might want to climb all the way up, like 1,500 steps. It's uneven. Some step as tall as this table. So you want to make sure you can come back before you go up. Can I sit down to talk with you guys? I have a flight like 200 some flights this year already. So yeah, thank you. And the longest walk is Forbidden City and the Tiananmen Square, because the other places like the Summer Palace, we use the same door in, same door out. You can tour guide pick me up when you come back. You don't have to walk all the way with us. But the Forbidden City and Tiananmen Square, we don't turn back. We have to walk in one way through there. It's like 3 miles walking in 2 hours. 2.5 hour turnaround. We don't not like working like an army non-stoply. We stop here and there, show you what this, what that, take a picture, and give you 5 minutes to walk around. So I strongly recommend for the people who cannot walk very long, you get a cane, have a chair on, like golf chair, but we can have can sit with your own chairs. Because Tiananmen Square, no chair available. Forbidden City, only a few chairs already taken by the Chinese people. Now you know how many Chinese there are in the sightseeing place. So, that is basically, what about the trip. And electricity system is different from ours. They are 220 volt instead of 110 here. You need an adapter and a converter. You can buy from a Radio Shack or buy from a Target. Tell them you go to China, European sale. And people always ask me, do we need to do any shot? The answer is no from the Chinese government, but we still want you to see your own physician before you go to China, see your health condition can travel that many days in China. And money. People ask me how much American currency we should take to China. I recommend $400 to $500 each person cash, along with your credit card. Because you see the page 4 or page 5, they have optional tours. There are 7 optional tours starting from $15 to $35. All that tour, you don't decide before you go to China. You decide after you get there. Tour guide will give you more explanation, what this, what that. You only can pay the cash to join the program. That's why you need $400, $500 cash along with your credit card. And when we take American dollar bills, not only $100 bill, I know $400 or $500, $100 bill is easy for you to take. But when you go to China, you have trouble. People like to bargain with a street vendor. On the street, the Rolex watch, starting from $7 per piece. After you bargain with them, $3 per piece. If you give them $100, you end up with 33 Rolex. Okay, you become a same thing with a postcard. Okay, after you bargain with them, $1 for 2 pack of postcard. If you give them $50, you get a box of postcard. You try to sell it on your bus. You become a street vendor yourself. Clear? I recommend like a $50 $1 bill, some $5 bill, some 10, some 20. No money more, you need more than $20 bills. And separate the money to 2 places. Don't put all your money in one place. And one time I remember a lady, before they see Peter in the airport, she lost all her money because she used a neck wallet. Hang a neck wallet when she used a restaurant, and all the money gone, before they see us. So half the money in the neck wallet is very good. Half the money somewhere else. Use the pocket with $200. After you spend the $200, separate the $300 to 2 pockets, and always split your money to 2 places. Okay, pickpocket people, very rare. Like 2 or 3 years ago happened one time. And why they pick you as target? You show your money. And one lady in the Forbidden City, her grandkids want to token 3 in the big container to get rid of fare. And she opened her wallet, showed her money, $900. After 1 hour, her money gone. She still have the wallet. We don't know what happened. We check the camera, ask the police officer. Eventually we will catch them. Eventually we never get the money back. So, smaller bill, $20 bill, $10 bill, $1, nobody will bother you. Clear? Okay. And credit card. When you take your credit card, Visa, MasterCard are more popular than the Discover card American price. I think we should take one Rolex. Still working? Usually $5 Rolex only working for 5 days.
This one was a $10 one.
Oh, $10?
Upgrade. Yeah.
Okay, upgrade. Okay. Okay. And your US dollar bill almost working everywhere. And only 2 places not accept US dollar bill is the airport, Starbucks cafe. Is the only charge you Chinese money or US credit card. And one last afternoon, you will be there. It's called the Bazaar Place in China, Chinatown in China. That is the place only you can spend the Chinese money or US credit card. And people ask me how much we should exchange to Chinese money. Maybe $50 to $100 bill. You don't need to change more than that. Don't change in the airport. Airport charge you a change fee for $10, even you change only $20. So change in the hotel, good rate. As today, $1 to 6.3 Chinese money. Okay, dollar rate may drop. Don't blame on Peter. Every day it dropped. So when we first do the chamber tour to China back to 1999, $1 US equal 8.3 Chinese money. In the black market, $1 to 10 Chinese money. Dollar rate drop every day, no more black market. So $1 6.3 or 6.2 or 6.1 as today. Clear? Okay. And before we go to China, we also need to do a Chinese visa. Okay, Chinese visa. Even Peter, I become American like last year, May 28 last year. Even Peter, I go to China, I need to get a Chinese visa. Except my visa good for 2 years. Your visa only good for 1 year. As today, it's still $140 for the visa. And the chamber and our company we charge some service fee. It's better let us to do it. But so far as today is 140. But the Chinese raise the money for the U.S. U.S. people raise the money for the Chinese come American, like $15, $20. So eventually the visa fee will go up $20 more. But as today, still, if you go to the Atlanta, do the visa yourself, still $140. I think we charge 180 right, for the service fee. Chamber bill, we need to mail your passport, UPS or FedEx. Need 3-week turnaround time if you want us to do it. And 1 week will be in the Chinese Consulate General hand. One more week in our hand. We double check. 1 week on the road. Clear? Okay. Do you guys want me to go through?
It's 3 weeks.
Yes, 3 weeks. The visa is good for a year.
Well, we have to have it by December 1st. We get it to Sitzling, so it takes time for us, and then they go through the process.
So the end of the before Christmas, you will see your stuff back if you do it everything like December 1st to us. Yeah, you can still do it later on. But chamber might, if you have something else to do that month, we can do it like January. We don't want you to wait until last minute, because so far during the last 12 years, UPS only lost 3 passports. If that is your passport, you have a big headache. You have the passport replaced for like 1.5 months to get your passport replaced. So you don't want that to happen to you. So basically, I think maybe everybody finish with before February. So January is maybe the last month. But if you want to do it the last minute, we still can help you. But we don't recommend you to do that late. And do you guys have time? You want me to go through the itinerary with you guys? You want to go through? Okay. You want to do that? Okay. Day 1, we fly from JFK to Beijing. Day 2, we arrive in Beijing 6:30. And then we have a dinner before we get back to the hotel if the flight on time. All the hotels, we will help you to check in. You don't have to wait in the long lines. But still, the tour guide will collect your passport, make a copy of the passport, the first page, the photo page, and also the visa page. If the visa, Chinese visa, will be a stamp on your real passport. So you have to give us your real passport for you to do the visa. If you're so scared in a foreign country, you give your passport to the tour guide. You can make 2 clear copy, 2 pages. One is the photo page, one is the visa page. You give us a super clear copy, we make a copy with your copy and give you a copy back after the front desk finish make copy. Clear? Okay. And day 3 in the morning, we will see the Temple of Heaven first. If we have to beat the traffic, like Monday through Friday, we have to leave the hotel early, like 7:30 in the morning. Like Saturday, Sunday, we can leave the hotel like 8 o'clock in the morning. Your wake up call will be like 6 or 6:30 in the morning. You have, take a shower, get dressed, have breakfast in the hotel. Then we see you at the bus, 7:30 or 8 o'clock. Tour guide, 1 day before the schedule, tour guide will tell you what time to get on the bus. Okay, and then after Temple of Heaven, we drive toward the Great Wall area. We see the Jade Factory, and after Jade Factory, we see the Ming Tomb. After Ming Tomb, we have lunch. After lunch, we see the Great Wall. After the Great Wall, we drive back to the city. On the way back, tour guide will tell you, "Hi everybody, we have a Peking Opera tour tonight. If anybody want to join us, $20 for the regular seat, $40 for the VIP seat. You pay the cash to the tour guide. After dinner, we will drop everybody paid to the opera house. Drop everybody back before the hotel. Pick you up after you finish the opera. But we don't recommend the opera tour. There are 7 opera tours here. We officially only recommend 2. One is tour number 1, Hutong tour. One also is the number 4, Grand Canal on the boat ride. I mean, the Suzhou for the Grand Canal boat ride on the Suzhou. This is $25. The first one is 35. You already paid $2,000 go to China. Don't save that $60. These two you have to see. It's about the Chinese culture. I will tell you more when we get there. And Peter rather do a foot massage, a body massage. Ask the tour guide to arrange me a massage for like $30 for 1.5 hours foot and body massage. After the Great Wall, I really need it. Or some people want to do a tailor-made clothes. The tailor come over to measure you. The following night is finished. They let you measure you again. If you like, you pay the money to the tailor. It's like $200 for the suit. It's very reasonable. I mean, you can get a better material for more expensive, if you like. You can make a silk pajamas or something else. Day 4, we will see the, in the morning, we will see the Tiananmen Square, Forbidden City. And after Tiananmen Square, Forbidden City, lunchtime is optional tour, Hutong tour. Hutong is a Mongolia word for narrow alley. The street is so narrow, or tour bus cannot drive in there. You only can do the rickshaw ride to the people's house to have lunch there. Sometimes people say it's best meal for the whole trip. I guess they are lucky to get a good chef cook for them. And Hutong, traditional neighborhood, Chinese people live there for more than 600 years. So you will see the real Chinese life in 600 years ago. And the majority of the Hutong already be demolished. Build the skyscrapers, office building. Only the center of the Beijing, we call them second ring road, which is the first ring road, no first ring road. So around the city, this downtown area, they have some Hutong left there. Some of the Hutong area is reserved place for the Chinese government. They want to let the next generation know where our ancestors live, let the foreigner know where Chinese people lived before. And some of the hosts can sing a Peking opera for you. Some of the hosts may show you their cricket fighting. Cricket master. It's very interesting to see the cricket. Cricket is like a gambling horse. You can win a house from your cricket. You can win an apartment from your cricket. You can win a bicycle from your cricket. But the cricket die in one season. So even the best cricketer still die. After half year, okay, 1 year.
If you go, I do recommend this. I looked back at all mine. I journaled the whole time I was over there, and I was going to type it when I got back.
The cricket is the favorite.
That was one of the coolest things, the Hutong district, and getting a couple who cooked for us, and we ate in their home, and they talked to us, and the guide, of course, interpreted anything they couldn't tell us. But it was phenomenal, and it was some of the best food. It was cooked in their kitchen. It's the size of my half bath. It was amazing.
And after this one, it will be the Summer Palace. After Summer Palace, you will see the pearl farm. They teach you how to get the pearl from the oyster, and they will let you guess how many pearls in one, freshwater oyster. If you guess right, it will be a big oyster there. Sometimes you're lucky to get a big pearls there. And also the day number 5, also the day 4. You also will have the Peking duck for dinner. Okay, day 5, you fly over from Beijing to Shanghai. Bus ride 1 hour from Shanghai to Suzhou, or 1.5 hours to Suzhou, depending on which airport do you land. Okay, and after arriving in Suzhou, you will see the Tiger Hill, Ling Baguta, 1,000 years old. After Tiger Hill, we go back to the hotel to rest. And day 6 in the morning, we see the lingering garden. After lingering garden, we see the silk factory. I want to talk to you a little bit more about the silk factory. Silk, Peter can never pronounce right. Don't laugh at me. Okay, when you see the Chinese word, you mean that, you may mean something else. It's very hard for us to pronounce right. Okay, the silk product, and there in the silk factory, they will show you how to get the silk from a cocoon. One cocoon can get you 1 mile long silk. They also will teach you how to make silk blanket. 4 ladies there pulling the silk layer and layer, make a silk blanket. They let you try it, and 4 gentlemen cannot do it right. It's equal strength and layer. After American, we make our own silk comforter. We bought a lot of silk comforter back and silk duvet. And a reasonable price, like $100, little bit over $100, very reasonable. But the people, American, we don't know our bed side. We bought the wrong side. We want you to measure your bed before you go to China. Buy something in China. Plan to have the rest of your life with it. Not that you buy something from a Walmart. If you don't like, you return the following day. Or, Chamber or Syslink, we are very busy for something else. We will not help you to do the exchange or refund. Only way to do the exchange or refund next year. Join the trip to China again. Refund, exchange yourself. Peter's home, I already have 3 silk blankets as a gift from you. I'm no longer need any free gifts from you anymore. Measure your bed before you go to China, okay? And after the silk factory, we have the another optional tour, Grand Canal boat ride for $25. Grand Canal is the longest man-made river on Earth, built 1,000 years ago. Because Empire, who want to go to Suzhou and Hangzhou, like remember I told you earlier, Suzhou and Hangzhou is a beautiful place, can compete with heaven. Okay, and during the boat canal on the boat ride on the Grand Canal is a round trip. One end of the stop, we will let you see the Chinese market. Chinese people believe more fresh means more nutrition. That's why every day they go to the market to buy their daily vegetable, daily meat. And you even see the big fish tank there, fish swimming there. So I want that fish, take the fish out, hammer the fish die. They put the grass on the fish's mouth, carry the fish back like that. You even see the chicken there, squeezing in the cage, and then I want that chicken, take the chicken out, chop the chicken head, get all the blood out, and put it in hot water, get all the fur out for you. You get a naked chicken with a head on it, and they carry the chicken back like this. You even see the turtle there. Turtle for the 2 thumbs up for the turtle soup, and very healthy, but not for the like our pet. It's a turtle soup. So you see the turtle there as well. So you're interested. Because of a lot of foreigners go to the market area, they open a new shop like a few years ago. They call themselves antique shop. We call them antique made yesterday. No real antique you will find in China. It's against Chinese law. Even Peter cannot find a real antique. So don't even ask tour guide, real or not. It's not real for sure. Clear? Don't overpay your antique. Okay? Bargain very hard for them if you like the shape of the fake antique. Clear? Okay, good. And then we will drive another 2.5 hours from Suzhou to Hangzhou. And anything more than 2 hours bus ride, we will stop one time, let you to encounter the Chinese restaurant. Why Peter mentioned Chinese restaurant? It will be a hole on the ground. You have to aim very hard to get in there. You have 2 foot pad. I mean, you can try the Chinese kung fu to use the restroom. Lucky you. After the Olympic or prepare the Olympic, Chinese people starting rank their restroom. When you see a 5-star on the restroom, I mean it, okay, 5-star on the top of the restroom, that's like your hotel restroom, like this restroom here. You will enjoy to use that restroom. But the best you can see in the sightseeing place is a 4-star restroom. You will see a 4-star restroom in the Forbidden City. Okay, what means 4-star restroom? You still like the restroom, but sorry, no toilet paper there. The first thing you do after you check in the hotel, run to your toilet, get half roll of your toilet paper, put it with you at all time you're traveling in China. I'm very, very serious for this one. Okay, you need a toilet paper, you use restroom in China. 3-star restroom, you may not enjoy that much, you still can use it. 1-star, 2-star, you let Peter know if you like it or not. Okay, even a 1-star or 2-star one, they still have a disabled one. You can sit down to use it, but you have to wait for the long line for it. First 5 days, everybody wait for the line. After 5 days, we can use whatever available there. We learn very fast. Okay, especially all ladies, we learn very fast.
There are products you can buy online. If you look up Go Girl, there are things that will help for the women, but it's not that big of a deal. Just start doing squats now.
Good thing. And then after this one, we will drive to Hangzhou. Okay, and day 7 in Hangzhou, we will see the boat ride on the West Lake. You will enjoy West Lake very much, very beautiful view. And after this one, you will see a tea plantation, and they will let you try the tea. If you like, you can buy some tea leaf bag. A lot of people, American, we change our habit. We drinking tea now. A lot of my customers, they started drinking more and more tea. They think more healthy than drink coffee. And after the tea planting, we have lunch. After lunch, we see the temple. Like I told you, you will see Peter there. Okay, laying in temple, wood carved Buddha on the road to the temple area. Very beautiful, and take a lot of pictures to the. A lot of people, American, they starting like the Chinese Buddha temple right now. They see a wood carved Buddha there, and respect the Chinese culture. No photo taking inside the room. Okay, you can taking the picture of the Buddha outside the room, but no picture inside. Okay, please. And after this one, we will drive to Shanghai at the border, like 3 hours bus ride from Hangzhou to Shanghai. Okay, and day 8 in Shanghai, we will see the Bond area. Bond area used to be the British colony 100-some years ago. And one side, all the British building from 100 years ago, like the bank or the Peace Hotel. And on the other side of the river, we built a brand new New York City in 15-20 years. It used to be the farmland. We built a new city on the other side of so you see both old and new. A lot of people take a picture of the area. The Pudong on the other side and the Puxi on this side. Okay, old and new. And after this one, we will see the silk carpet factory. They teach you how to make silk carpet. Oh, one more thing I forgot to tell you. In Suzhou, also we will see the embroidery institution. Embroidery like a picture. One piece of silk like that. One side the dog, one side the cat. Double-sided, no nut on both sides. Unbelievable job they did. Some masterpiece will cost you $10,000 because masterpiece from all angle you look like the cat look at you. All angle in this room. Unbelievable job, pure art. You will be amazed. I mean, how beautiful it is. Take them like half year, 1 year to finish a masterpiece. And back to 150 years ago, for the Chinese traditional marriage, husband and wife never see each other. Why your husband want to marry you? You will never go to school. You're only at home. You want to show your talent. You can be a good housewife for your husband. How do you show your talent? And you give them like a tablecloth, and with your skill, silk, embroidery. Also give them a show with a silk embroidery on it. So, a Territorial lady, she can be a good housewife for my family. Then I marry her. So if you don't know how to make silk embroidery, ladies, back to 150 years, you can never get married. If you ask Peter to do the silk embroidery, shoot me. Okay, every day working a small needle like that, it will kill my eye, kill me anyway. Okay. Then after lunch, lunch will be our second favorite lunch in China for the Shanghai on day 8. Mongolia barbecue. Finally, no more Chinese food. Mongolia barbecue. Afternoon, you will spend in the Chinatown in China in Shanghai. It's bazaar area. You can buy everything, anything there. They tell you that it's jade. Look like jade, feel like jade. 10% of price of a jade. It's not real. They tell you that it's silk, feel like silk, look like silk, not really silk, but a very good price. Lots of my customer, buy all their Christmas gifts there. Okay, but a very good price, very good thing, but sometimes not real. You have to bargain very hard with them. But pay by credit card or something. And at night, they do have another optional tour. It's called the Era Show. A lot of people like it, like Cirque du Soleil in China. It's like $35. Some people said it will worth $35, but not in all recommended list. My recommend for the optional tour only two: the Hutong tour and the boat ride on the Grand Canal. If you still have money left, you can see the Era Show. Day 9, you Shanghai back to Beijing, then fly back to JFK Airport. End of the tour. Any question? Oh, one more thing I want to tell you. I encourage you to take an iPhone or iPad on the road, and especially after you get in China, you can use your iPad, iPhone to check your emails in the hotel. Turn the data roaming off. Data will be crazy. You will spend like $100 per day. Okay, something like that. Even you have international plan, still very expensive. You like 60% of the hotel will not charge you use the hotel Wi-Fi. Like 40% they charge you. Okay, it's still reasonable. And some hotel do have the business center. You can check online, use their business, but they charge you the money $1, one Chinese money 1 minute. I don't know if it's worth it or not, but sometimes a lot of people waiting in line to use that business computer, because a lot of people all come back at the same time. And every day the people you see, only the people on your tour bus. Okay, even we have like 2 or 3 tour bus every day. You only see the people on your tour bus. In the morning and night, you see the other chambers group. You might. Okay.
Peter, just real quick, I didn't take any electronic devices. I kind of I would talk to them and send them reminded back. But Marco sold us calling cards. They still do that.
Yeah.
So for $15, I bought a calling card that was good for 12 hours, essentially.
Oh, really? I never use calling card
I
myself.
called every other morning from the hotel. And for right.
Yeah, you can ask the tour guide where to get a calling card if you want it. But I do think a cell phone, if you have you have an international plan, is pretty reasonable. Not that much if you only call 1 minute to couple of minutes. It's still reasonable. Get the international plan for that amount.
What about Xi'an and the terracotta room?
Xi'an is not available this time, and Xi'an will be available next tour. The Xi'an is $500 more than a regular trip. You will give up Suzhou and Hangzhou. If you never go to China before, this price for this tour is the best fit to you, because why Peaceling has that many people only go to the regular tour, because it's affordable for the money you pay. This price already includes a $500 airport surcharge and fuel surcharge. So this is amazing deal. You can never find any place else for that $2,300. But next year, Xi'an will be available if the chamber do the tour again. Xi'an is the only city with a city wall. You will see the terracotta warrior there. Back to 1970s, when we first discovered the warrior, like people dressing in this room, everybody dressed different color clothes. Now, of 2 warriors look like the same. Each individual artist making each individual faces. So, but over the years, Chinese don't know how to preserve the color. The lost color become the clay soldier as we know of. Starting from 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago, they dig more warrior on site. They try to learn how to preserve the color. That's why they still didn't open the Emperor tomb yet. But after they find the technology, we can preserve the stuff. They can open the tomb. We can see the technology from 2,000 years ago. But as today, it's still a mystery for us. Any other question? Go ahead.
Are there blow dryers in the hotel room?
Good question. Yes.
It's an important question.
Peter don't need it. That's why I didn't mention it. All the hotel have hair dryers in it,
Okay,
so you don't worry. But some hotel don't have iron in the hotel. Wrinkle free.
Yeah, safe. They all have the room safe.
The safes in the room.
Or either the room have a safe or the hotel front desk have a safe. You can lock your important stuff in the hotel safe, in the front desk, or your room safe. But either way, they have one at least.
I much prefer the tour guide to have my passport. than me. I mean, because there was nothing else I needed to lock up.
Do you go any earlier or stay any later?
Oh, sorry. Because why the price is so reasonable is a group tour, group in, group out. Anything you leave the group, you have to buy your own ticket to come back. No more value.
When will we need to buy our tickets to JFK? Because it says, the itinerary is subject to change, so when is it?
We all not change the itinerary, but the chamber need 10 people to do the group. If chamber have less than 10 people, we may move you dates 1 day early or couple days later or couple days early. You understand what I'm saying? But I think a chamber will have 10 people for sure. But still, I would recommend you guys wait until you get the airline ticket before you or book the flight, because it's not a big difference. Yeah, it will be February you get the airline ticket. February, like first week of February, you still have like 2 months to buy the airline ticket, or you can buy like But we normally never change the itinerary. But you never know, so I recommend you wait until that day. If you think you get a good deal for $99 or something, go ahead to book it. Very hard for us to change the itinerary.
We have a couple of chamber members who are travel agents who we're using as preferred vendors. I've heard a couple of people who want to go up early and stay in New York City over the weekend to extend the trip, and then take off from there to go to Beijing.
Yeah,
Perfect.
perfect.
But there's so many flights up to New York, and even you got JFK. Well, you've got several airlines.
When you come back, you can book the same day flight. Give them like 3 hours time, at least 3 hours time. But if the airplane like delayed, they will help you to get another ticket back to your home. But when you go there, we don't want you to be delayed. You know what I mean? So go there, if you can, get there like 1 day early, couple days early, spend some time in New York.
Just went early in the morning, and then we had a 5-hour wait, which, it's not a big deal. I'd much rather be there. I allowed 2 more flights between the time I got there.
Exactly.
So that if something happened with my plane, I had 2 other planes that I could have gotten. So.
Is there a website we can go on and look at some of the detailed information?
We have a Syslink, have a website. We never upgrade our website. It's still like information for 12 years ago information, all the old group. And we do the trip with chamber starting from 1999. Before that, we do the trip from China to here and also from here to China. But after 1999, we starting the first trip with Inland Empire area, like a few chamber next to the Ontario Airport, California, Ontario, Upland, Rancho Cucamonga. You can see the old information there though. But you can check online that the chamber trip to China, chamber tour to China, all holding by Syslink. Like Syracuse, New York, I told you, like Long Beach, they all have all information there.
But all of our specific information will be through us and through the website.
Yeah, in the chamber website. Yeah. We think it's a good opportunity for you guys to go with the local people. You have a lot of things in common, and after that, when you return, we have a lot of the chamber tour. The whole bus, they like each other. They go to Europe together, to the bus reunion the second year. This is the big advantage for you to know some local people.
What is entailed in the visa? Is that difficult to do?
No. Everybody can get a visa. Everybody, but you just have to pay them. They charge you the money. As long as they have the money, also you need a picture, 2 of your picture, and also we have a form, visa application form. You don't fill up everything. You don't have to do everything, but make sure every information you put on there is correct. Don't pretend you know the answer. Even Peter don't know the answer for everything. My company, we will help you to finish everything but at least your name, your relative, your relative name, So put on those. And some stuff you don't know, we will help you to do it.
I went through Syslink and let them do mine. It wasn't worth it to me to try to track down a company in Atlanta to do it. But there are companies in Atlanta that'll do it for you. But it's $140 to get one from the government, and then they're going to charge you their fees. So in my mind, when I went, I did it through Syslink, and I sent them my passport, and they got it back, and I had no problem.
Kelly, what about the jet lag?
I was looking at my notes because I literally journaled every day. For me personally, I only slept, like I said, 5 hours on the way over. I took I took Tylenol PM on the flight to go over. So I had dinner and then I would sleep and then I had dinner when I woke up because you cross the international date line. But it's not the
Yeah,
first
it's
thing.
not very bad when you go there.
It's coming back.
Yeah, come back will be like 1 week or 2 weeks sometimes. Because you go
It's
that
easy,
way,
I
it's
guess.
easy. We go back, it's hard.
It took me about 3 days. My problem is I woke up really early over there because you're 12 hours different, right? So right now it's 6 o'clock or 6:30 at night. It's 6:30 a.m. there. So you know, I was waking up at 4:30 a.m. and waiting. They set
Yeah.
the wake up call for you.
6,
So,
6:30.
You know, I'd wait for the wake up call to come in. So, but that only lasted a couple days. Coming back, it took me probably 3 days. I slept the first, you know, when I got back, but it didn't take me that long. I didn't want Chinese food for 6 months.
I told you already.
You just get burned out on it. But I mean, that wasn't as big of a problem as I thought it would be.
So breakfast, have as much as you could for your breakfast.
So what's really cool about breakfast, because
Breakfast,
these
yeah,
hotels are
everything,
international, you have all the American food, but then there's always a Chinese buffet, usually Japanese and Indian. So again, if you want to try some new things, it's very cool. I mean, you can go through and try.
You can try the chicken feet the first time in China.
I did not have chicken feet, but I did have some very unique things though. But yeah, there's plenty of food, but again, those hotels are phenomenal. The breakfast buffets are gigantic. I'd grab a banana every morning. Usually carried a banana with me. There were people who brought food with them. like sour
Some people bring bread, bring cheese, bring ham to make their own sandwich to eat. This stuff.
I would carry a banana. I mean, I would walk out with usually fruit, fresh fruit. And the hotel gives you a couple bottles of water at night. So if I had that left, I'd carry that in my bag too. And I just carried a backpack instead of a purse because I didn't need the purse. I just carried everything on me. But there are tons of people who brought like a lot of snacks, like Christmas bars and all that.
You should bring snack because lunch and dinner no dessert. When you see the watermelon come or you see the orange come at the end of the dish, they don't serve you dessert. That's why Chinese people half Peter side. So take some M&M, take your daily sugar with you, take your energy bar, take the mixed nut. If you have more than you can eat, you give to me. I'll give to the tour guide.
Have
Okay?
one star toilet.
That's right. Toilet paper, you don't have to take it with you, like Peter said.
Uh-huh.
Just get it in your hotel room in the morning and
Uh-huh.
carry it with you for the day. Don't waste baggage space. Jeans, I wore them twice. Like I took 2 pairs and wore them.
Yeah, 3 pairs of jeans is perfect.
Yeah, you're fine. And jeans is good anywhere.
Are there any dress code restrictions?
Casual dress for the whole trip. Casual.
That's fine for
Yeah.
you going to the
Yeah, even you see, I like the opera, even you have the Peking duck for dinner, casual dress for the whole trip.
The other thing I want to point out is that surprised me is tourism is China's #1 industry right now. I mean,
Big
it's
thing.
huge. Somebody said, you know, the people like the street vendors and things, the biggest trouble that anybody can get in is by offending a tourist. That is the worst thing you could do because they're counting on tourism. So it's amazing how much, the tour guides, I learned more history about China.
Tour guide is speak better English than Peter.
They're fabulous in
better
English,
than
but you learn about the culture, you learn about the history. I love the time on the bus. There were people sleeping on. I was learning more on the bus. I'm a little, Cliff Clavenish in that respect anyway, because I was so sucking it all up. But yeah, just the casual was fine everywhere we went. It was no problem. I wore tennis shoes because I'd broken my foot a year earlier, so I didn't want to accidentally do anything. So I wore tennis shoes, and it was no problem.
Yeah, comfortable walking shoes.
Right.
Is there a rainy season?
No, not that season. No, not the rainy season. No.
Just take one rain
But
shower,
yeah, if you have the raincoat, I recommend you take one raincoat with you. If you but they do selling. No need to take umbrella to China. If the rain, Chinese people are selling umbrella for $2 or $3. But the $2 or $3 umbrella only working for 2 or 3 days. After 2 or 3 days, it become a mushroom, turn the downside up. So yeah,
That's horrible.
Age limits?
no age limit.
That said, I wouldn't have taken my 12-year-old. My 15-year-old could have done it, but I'm just speaking for myself. I wouldn't have taken my 12-year-old because she would have been exhausted. I think her time to get used to the time, and maybe I'm misjudging, would have been different than mine. But
Put a leash on them if you take them.
I wouldn't
Don't let them run away from you.
haven't gone on it. But high schoolers, I think would be fine.
Yeah, some of the chamber they working with the university. They even give credit for the China trip. There's a lot of college students took the trip. Some of the senior center they do a trip from their senior center or from their church. With this.
Don't be intimidated by, I know that it is a lot of walking things, but like the Great Wall, which by the way should be called the Great Stairs, not the Great Wall.
Great
I don't know
Stairs.
where that came from, it's just stairs. But you can stop wherever you want. I mean, there is no end, right? I mean, it goes on, you can't walk to the end of it, so it's not like you're gonna make it all the way anyway. So, but there were people who were really into climbing as far as they could go. And there were people who were into, like he said, climbing, 10 steps, getting their picture made and hanging out and sitting there.
You can climb all the way to the top of a mountain, like 1,500 steps, like 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. Yeah.
But there are stopping points with views all the way up, so.
Are there interesting things to do in the evenings? I walked in from the hotel, or do most people just sleep?
Yeah, you are pretty exhausted already. But still, people ask me, well, can we swim? I think if you have energy, you're welcome to do so. But I would rather, if I still have energy left, I would go out to a walk to see the city, call a taxi to some place. I mean, but you form a group, like 3 or 4 people, you share a taxi together. If you still have energy.
Going just on a walk around the area because the hotels are generally
some of the people just after they get back to the hotel, they go to the bar to talk to each other, have some couple of drinks at the bar.
Bars and you can hang out there. Our tour guide, we were all complaining our feet hurt, and our tour guide found a place for us to get leg massages. There were 20 of us who went and took up like every seat in the place.
Yeah, if you do a full body massage, it's a good idea. I mean, to relax yourself a little bit.
That was cool.
How many people do you expect on the tour?
Some of the chamber, like I told you, like Las Vegas chamber, they have 200 people the first year, and then Raleigh chamber have 500 people the first year. Some of the chamber the first year only have like 30 people, but the following year they have like 100 people. This is word of the mouth. We need your help. So how many people chamber can get is how hard you help us to promote it after you come back.
We're going to hook up with other chamber groups.
No. It's on your hotels, you might see the other chambers group. On your flight, only your chamber group. If you have more than 10 people. On your tour bus, no other people. If your chamber have more than 10 people, you have your own tour bus, your own tour guide. You might see the other chamber people on the other inside simply or the restaurant, but they are not on your bus. Every day, the people you see is only the people on your tour bus. Even chamber, like I told you earlier, they have 3 tour buses. The only people you see, only people you have to wait is the people on your bus. You don't have to wait on the bus number 3 if you are on the bus number 1. You don't have to wait for them.
And each bus is going to have a tour guide?
Yeah, all have your own tour guide. And the tour guide, like I told you, very, very professional, very, very good. We never have any complaint for the tour guide. Oh, one more thing. The tips, TIPS tips, $25 for the whole trip. We will collect one time in Beijing. So very big bargain. Because you already travel in China $8 per day, but we bargain the price down to $3 per night. 7 nights in China, and plus 4 hotel we stay. We mandatory pay $1 for luggage fee to each hotel. If you do use the luggage guide, don't pay them again. They get more than they should already. $25, we will collect one time the day you climb the Great Wall. If the tour guide in Shanghai told you, I will collect $25 from you again, what you going to do? Call the emergency contact number. We give you a better tour guide.
Yeah, the tipping was great because you didn't have to worry about it because you don't know how much to who and what.
And one more thing, if you do have an emergency in China, and Sislink very good handling emergency. Like I told you earlier, because chamber is our only customer, we have to make chamber happy. So if you do have an emergency, we will send one people with you to the hospital, and until you come back, we will help you in any other way we could.
And
Okay.
I've heard that from other chambers. This is our first tour with Sislink. Like I said, I wanted to go first before we decided if it was, something we wanted to do. But the other chambers that have used them for years are so complimentary. I'm complimentary of them. But even with emergency situations, they were amazing. So I don't worry about that in the least. And I'll go stand back there too, but I've got a table in back. I did buy a bunch of crap, but I also bought some good stuff. My jade bracelet that I still love and will have forever.
I have my teeth.
And it's meaningful because when you're there, you learn a lot about the jade and why it's passed down from generation to generation. But anyway, if you want to come back, please don't take anything off my table because that's all mine and I bought it. But as far as money, I really didn't spend that much cash. I took about 200. I used my American Express for 100. Because my wrists are small, it got it on the clearance thing, so it was $100. But I mean, you can buy thousands of dollars of stuff if you want, and you can buy hardly anything if you want. I mean, there's plenty of in-betweens on it.
Remember, no refund, no exchange. So, if you only 3 reasons to buy something in China. First, you have to have it. People pay $10,000 for the masterpiece silk embroidery or masterpiece silk carpet. I mean, you could. But I won't do that. Wait for 1.5 years for them to finish, 3 more months, ship it back. I won't pay $10,000, wait for my stuff for 1.5 years. Okay, but it's up to you. Second reason, you buy a souvenir to remember the trip you buy. Third reason, you buy a gift for your friend, you buy it. Other than these 3 reasons, don't buy it. You cannot make money from your stuff, okay? People pay like $800, want to come back to America selling for $1,500. Never happened before. If Peter can earn the money from a jade trade, I'm no longer doing the orientation for you. Okay, good. I'm looking forward to see you all in China. Thank you so much. If you do see Peter in the airport, wave to me, say hi. I will be very happy you know that's me. Yeah. Thank you.